Hello, I'm Alex, and thank you very much for tuning in to this video. Today I would like to speak from my clinical experience how to avoid darkness and the trickery of the darkness. Let's start with the story of my client. Client contacted me for a quantum session because for whole of her life she was doing a lot of work and there was no results. It was like a Sisyphus work, this myth in when Sisyphus is pushing the stone up on the hill, and on the top the stone falls down without, and he needs to start again. So also there was a lot of darkness in her life, a lot of people attacking her, all kinds of problems, and it was completely irrational, illogical why these problems happen. So she was suspecting there is a curse or some kind of black magic, or possibly there is a entity attached. So during the session we encountered a big entity on her back that was sent to her to create problems and chaos and destruction in her life, that she cannot achieve anything, slow her down. So the dark entity didn't want to cooperate, didn't want to let her go, because it was promised that eternal life, which is of course the funny thing, because everybody has eternal life. But this is the trickery of the darkness. One of the one of the examples. The darkness will sell you something, offer you something, give you something that you think, your mind thinks that is very valuable, but it's really worthless, or you already have it. Like in the cases of dark entities that are harassing my clients, usually they say that their superiors in darkness promise them eternal life. Okay, so because the entity didn't want to cooperate, didn't want to communicate after initial contact, we had to go to the beginning of this. So this is like small picture. She has this negative energy in her life affecting everything, relationships, money, health, everything is going wrong. So this is the small picture. This is what we see as humans. And now in the deep trance, with the help of the higher self showed her how it all started. And it all started in Greece over 2000 years ago. The lady was a young female at this time and had a husband and child, was wonderful family, happy. And sometimes she was performing, singing, dancing in Apollo temple. And the priestess of Apollo, seeing her enthusiasm, offered her a ritual after which she will get the healing powers, the knowledge, the wisdom, the ability to see the future. So the young woman who saw this priestess as an authority, she just agreed. She was thinking, this is all good. I will use it for good. When the ritual started, she saw that something is not right, but it was too late. She was already entranced with this vision what she can do with these powers. So the ritual was about giving the blood, cutting the hands and dripping her blood into the pit of snakes and offering it to Apollo, which is negative entity, as you can see now. And yes, she got the powers. She got the powers of seeing the future and healing and wisdom in this life and also another life. In another life, the higher self showed her that she was an oracle, main oracle, and she was very well known, respected. The kings were asking for her advice, and there was a scene that was so horrible for her, but she needed to bring it up, to release it. All these toxic feelings from this scene that happened regularly. And the scene was that she, in order to contact with Apollo and get the information the kings wanted, it was usually political. The soldiers brought dead bodies from the battlefield to the temple and burned them. And she needed to smell the fumes of the burning bodies in order to get into trance, in order to get the whatever information the king wanted. And when she now remembered this, it was so horrible for her, the disgust, the feeling of just how I could do this. I knew about it. I just went with this. I was part of the system. So she felt so horrible, and I guided her to just release this, just bring all these frozen toxic emotions that she had from this lifetime. Just bring it up and release it, surrender to God, surrender to the light, to source. So she needed to do that, and she felt much better after that. So later, higher self showed her very briefly that after this lifetime of oracle, in other lives, she was basically very early in the life killed and sacrificed to Apollo in fire, in different ways. It was many suffering. She was tortured many times for Apollo. So until this day, the ritual still holds. She agreed, she made an agreement with darkness that she will be a servant of darkness. But now she wants to get out. She wants to cancel this agreement, and it's possible. So she wanted to cancel the agreement now, after all these things. And it's possible. You have always possibility to cancel any agreements that you did with darkness because you didn't know any better, and they tricked you, knowing very well what to offer you. So we canceled the agreements. We went back to this time just before the priestess asked her. Now with the knowledge, I ask her to come from 2023 back to ancient Greece and tell her, this young woman that didn't know any better, what will happen if she will go ahead and agree to this ritual. So she did. She told her all she now remembers, what will happen. And she told her, just go home and enjoy your life with your husband and your child. You don't need any. You don't need any of that. So this happened, and because the ritual didn't happen, because there is no time, everything is simultaneous, we change this thread, we change this past, so-called past of her, and the ritual never happened. So after, it was a lot of other things during the session, but this is what I want to focus on. That after the session, the negative being is no more, there are no darkness around her. She couldn't see any low vibration around her. It was just undone in the past. What I want to focus here on is that they offered her something that she could get from herself. You can get all these things that your mind is telling you. Your mind is telling you that happiness is outside of you. This is the part of the system, part of the negative programming, that you need something from outside yourself to be happy, to be fulfilled and satisfied. And this is all a lie of the darkness. That's how the darkness can control you. So, in order to be happy, you need to have, let's say, money, or let's say a big house, or be famous, or whatever. There is nothing wrong with the money, big house, or being famous, but it will not make you happy. This is the reality, no matter what you believe. So, in order to be completely protected from darkness, you need to realize that you have all the happiness within. And the happiness is feeling unconditional love and motivated by this unconditional love to the source, to every living being, to everything. Motivated by this love, you are doing your purpose. When you are doing your purpose with this love, nothing is missing. You are completely satisfied, happy. You don't need anybody to give you anything. Doesn't mean that you don't expand, you don't learn. You still learn and expand and have experiences and challenges. But it's fun. So this is the conclusion of this story of this client. How the darkness is tricking you by offering you something that you have already, happiness. You have happiness within. Why you are not feeling it now? Because there is a lot of blockages, a lot of darkness already within you that needs to be cleansed, let go, surrendered to the light, to God. You need to release all this blockage, all this darkness that is covering your real identity. That you are loving, you are love, you are a spark of love, divine love. So this is the message. I hope it was helpful, something to think about in your heart, to meditate upon. And thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye.